Base Swag. I don't know if you got a chance to watch that episode, but that was a really dope episode that we did with Base Swag.
Shout out to Base Swag.
One of the things that he said was that when GameStop happened, he had $80,000 to his name, and he did an option. Now, he had never invested in stocks before, but he heard about what was going on. He put $80,000 into an options call, and he made $250 off of it. And then he said he told Meek about something similar, and Meek made $2 million off of it. But he didn't understand what he was doing.
Mm-mm.
So he said eventually he started to lose money. He got a little nervous, took the money out. I don't think he invested in stocks ever since. So what's the advice for somebody that's similar to that, whereas they might have got in, whether it was crypto, stocks, and they caught a lick, but they don't really know what they're doing. They took a loss, and now they're kind of like in that weird thing because they believe it because they've seen it happen in real time, but they're not educated enough to really feel confident in like doing it again.
2 Tech 2 Index, listen to me and watch Market Mondays. And that's why I think it's great for the outreach, because we can criticize an artist and say, why did you take this deal? But I often would ask, like, why don't you reach out to the artist and try and help them? So I got to commend you guys for doing that. And invest in a top 4 for sure, whether it's crypto, whether it's housing or commercial markets, whether it's stocks. They're going to tell you what the top 5 are. If you just don't deviate from those, everything will be a-okay. I think sometimes people want to have foresight to know what is going to turn into the top 4, top 5, and I get that. But if you just invest in the top 4 in the space, you'll be a-okay. So VO, VTI, QQQ, Microsoft, NVIDIA, even Apple is having this lull. It's still a better investment than sitting in cash. For sure.
I think that's what's important. As far because there's somebody right now that's watching Market Mondays for the first time. So the language is important. There's a difference between investing and trading.
Yep.
And I think a lot of times people have the two intertwined. Yep. And they feel like they might have hit a lick with a trade, but you don't feel confident trading, right? So it's like, I don't really feel confident doing this. I'm not going to do this anymore. That's different from investing. My personal philosophy, you should invest before you trade.
Absolutely.
And you should have a full understanding of investing before you start trading. And when you do start trading, you should have a limited amount of your portfolio in trading versus investing. But that's something, like I said,
15% max for sure.
A lot of
your money should be long term.
And a lot of people, as you've watched Market Mondays for a long time, this is an elementary course for you. But like I said, some people, you'd be surprised, they don't know the difference. So, okay, for people that don't
know the difference, their actions aren't reflective of the portfolio allocation. You may end up trading way more than you know you should, even if you have the knowledge.
No, I would even argue, even if they know the difference, their portfolio doesn't know the difference. Right? If you ask somebody what they're invested in, they'll tell you, I'm doing futures, or I got these day option contracts, and it's like, when do you learn how to do this? I just watched a video, just figuring this thing out.
Yeah.
I think, and Shai, I'm gonna let you finish as well, but I think kind of where you ended the first part of the question was the education. Right? Like the fact that he had the courage to say, I don't know, the fact to say that it did work, the fact after the episode, he was like, can y'all teach me? I think that speaks a lot, especially for somebody in his lane. And so shout out to Base Swag, and go get the album if you haven't got it. He wants to learn, and his crew wants to learn, right? So we can make that sustainable. Because the 250 was great, but what if we would have reinvested half of that from 2021? Where would that have been now? And so when they start looking from a long-term perspective and they start to see it and like, wait, this isn't just something that was something I threw out there and I got lucky. Because that's what it feels like. I got lucky and maybe I won't get lucky again. What if you could actually learn strategy and technique and have a full grasp of what you're doing to make sure that that's sustainable? So the 250 turns into $1 million. That turns into $2 million, right? Then you start looking at life a lot different. It's not like, hey, I got to sign this bad deal. I'm not relying on this deal. I know I can make money in this space doing this, right? Once I learn this skill. So shout out to him and for taking the courage. Because I don't know how many young adults, especially in his position, are saying,
most wouldn't.
I know what I did. I wasn't really educated on it. I made some money. Can you help me make this sustainable?
Yeah, but also not even taking the flip into consideration and reinvesting that. If you invest, see, the tortoise always wins the race. If you invested 80,000 with no options in Nvidia, you would have made more money than $250,000 now today. So what this is a microcosm. Like I said, I'm just using this as an example, but there's a lot of people I've seen crypto, especially in crypto, meme stocks, where they're thinking short term and they're doing things that they don't fully understand. And it may actually work, but what they don't understand is like they're actually stunting their growth because they're not planting that seed, that a tree. They're getting plants. They're planting plants, right? And they're looking at it like, damn, I got a plant. That's helpful, but you could have had a tree. So that's just something that just take into consideration. Invest in these companies that we telling you to invest in every single week, and hold it for a long period of time. And then if you want to trade, you can do that, right? Options class. We're gonna talk about futures, but don't try to be like the number one trader in the world before you actually open a brokerage account and put any money in. And it's like, this is my pathway to just become a millionaire. It's just, do it this way, because it can work, but ultimately you probably gonna end up losing.
How many times will it work? Right? What's the percentage of it working? Right? We always talk about the percentage of people trading options. 95% of people are gonna lose money, but it's interesting, and I think the education piece is so important that if you look at what's happened over the past 3 weeks, even on Market Mondays, there's been the meme stocks that are running, and we haven't even talked about it. Right? Like, people are not, I mean, people are making money, and obviously I've gotten some DMs about Open Door, and I'm watching it, but there's not the craze that there was in 2021. It was Bed Bath & Beyond, it was games, it was all these stocks, and you're like, wait, people are going to lose in the end. People are going to lose in It's happened again. What there could mean a sign for the market, or maybe not, but the craze is not the same because the education level has been raised to such a level that we understand how this works. We've seen this before.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of trading, if somebody wants to start trading in futures, right? What's some beginning advice for people that's afraid?
We just talked about it. Number one, invest 85% of your money long term. First, the greatest trader of all time, Paul Tudor Jones, the Michael Jordan of futures. When he started his fund, it was a long only fund. Pause. The greatest trick I think that's ever been done in investing and trading is having you think the biggest gains are from trading. But when you look at Microsoft's all-time return, over 100,000%, Nvidia since 99 is 22,000%. It's up 5,000% in the last 7 years. All the big gains that you see that are life-changing, wealth-developing gains are from investing. I know Soros had the one trade that broke the Bank of England in 1983. All of the millionaires that we were casually running into people at Nvidia who were millionaires and had been there 3 years. Just a game of wealth that they don't tell you. The real secrets are holding for, okay. When France colonized places, did they do a 1-year option or are they 100-year holds? Don't listen to me. Listen to the Queen of England. She got the Bahamas. Did she do a 1-year expiration on the water exports out of Bahamas? And this is the part where I get shot. I feel you, boy. So much I want to say, but I won't, right? Because I'm not going for the BS. People convince you that trade, and I started off trading futures in 2015 before anybody black was doing it. But everyone I met who was incredibly wealthy, I've noticed they all had minimum of 8-year holds. And whatever the asset was, whether it was trucking, whether it was real estate, whether it was in pharma, whether it's in waterways, whether it was in music, the short-term flips are fun because they're easy to talk about. But all the real wealth is held from the long term. Also, too, I got an announcement to make at some point in the future. Sniper 2 will be out.
So
we can do that. But first, the thing that helped me with understanding long-term trends though, or intraday trends was to know what the real direction of an asset was. Like I know people who are getting killed short in gold, and I'm like, why are you shorting the gold off the 5-minute chart when the long-term direction of everybody who is buying gold is going long? You got the direction wrong.
Yeah.
Well, stochastic told me that. Well, I had a rainbow butterfly set up that. I'm like, dog, the fucking Bank of Japan is buying gold long term, so it'll help you know the direction. And I don't know any good traders that are not good term long investors first. Doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You guys know anybody who traded any asset, media, currencies, oil? You guys are in Africa. Does anybody talk to you about a 6-month or a 1-year maneuver?
No.
Even the colonizers are like, yo, I'll take all the copper out of Africa for 50 years. De Beers didn't do a 1-year diamond trade.
See that we can go down a rabbit hole on that. No,
How
the
long
answer
did
is no.
Columbus travel through Spain and Bahamas? Don't believe me. Go look at historically. What nothing is 1 to 2 years. As much money as I've made trade, all my long-term holds have paid off way. This relationship's paid off more. Red Panda Stock Club, years. You don't think they could have sold Earn Your Lease? Y'all could have sold Red Panda. No, the real money's in the hold. Jensen's been working. I watched the clip the other day. Jensen said he worked 7 days a week, and the joy on his face when he lit up, I'm like, you can tell he's not lying. He's been working hard on NVIDIA every day for decades to then have this prominent jobs like moment. 7 days. Like, what do you do for fun? I find fun in the work. You wonder how he got to this valuation. It's by the culture. And we said it when we went there. Everyone there is working. No one was playing foosball. There wasn't a basketball game or table tennis, nothing. They were working. Find something that you love to do and pour your all into that. But my tip for anybody who wants to trade, invest long-term first. Then use the trading entries to be able to get better entries into the long term, and only maximum 15% of your capital should go to trader.
Yeah.
What do I know?
Yeah, the long-term perspective is in that's it. 20 years ago, if you look at what Jensen's net worth was and what Bill Gates's net worth was, it wouldn't be fair in comparison. Present day, he's passed him by 60 billion.
Yep.
Incredible. Hold for the long term.
Please do.
Hold for the long term.
Even if you look at Bitcoin,
Hold for the long term.
Bitcoin 10 years ago was probably 2015, probably 290. Oh boy, who lost that hard drive in the garage? He finally quit looking after 10 years. Even in the losses, it tell you something. Lost billions of Bitcoin. The hard drive away.
Gave up.
12 years in, man. Yeah. Headed to $1 billion, and he's giving up.
150 million. Just gonna have to just chalk it up.
Yeah, but they said by 2030 it'll be worth $8 billion.
I mean, don't matter now. It's not. It's worth nothing.
It's worth nothing. Yeah,
that's a better way to look at it.
Why do they keep showing the landfill? Why is he thinking he's just gonna stay there and find it?
You never know, man. You never know.
They got to put a ping device maybe on it, on the new joints, the ledgers. You know, like you got the Apple tracker. You can track your joint.
I don't know.
They probably need to put that technology inside the ledgers because this is getting out of control.